what's up, guys? I'm your man Sunil, and this is the Sunil Show. Welcome back. Yes, I know I've been off the YouTube for quite some time. Sorry, things have not been right at the house right now. My internet connection's been fucked up, so I gotta do some workarounds to make sure this video goes to YouTube today. So, as you might see from the title and thumbnail of this video, ladies and gentlemen, today we are gonna be reviewing all the Fast and Furious franchises, and with the newest installment of the Fast and Furious 10 coming out in the year May of 2023. Supposedly, we are not sure about any of the details as of right now. The trailer has been launched for the movie Fast and Furious 10. If you do want to see that, links are down in the description below. Obviously, I could not show you more about that due to YouTube's copyright claims, but we are going to be discussing. For this video, I have done a lot of research, ladies and gentlemen. I have watched every single movie of the Fast and Furious franchise, starting from the first part all the way to the ninth, including the Hobbs and Shaw, ladies and gentlemen. So, without any further ado, let's switch you over to the tier list, ladies and gentlemen. So, welcome to the tier list. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, as you can see down below, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to create this, tierlist.com, tiremaker.com links are down in the description. I have already made a fairly good representation of all the Fast and Furious main posters. You can see it right over here. So I have made sure to watch every single movie starting from all the way from the Fast and Furious part 1 all the way up to the 9th, including the Hobbs and Shaw movie, and I have made an entire detailed review on this video. Today I'm going to be telling you about how do I feel about the recurring parts of the Fast and Furious franchise, and if it's still good in the year 2023, and whether this 10th movie is going to be a great one or it's going to be a total flop like the Fast and Furious 9. Let me put my thoughts. This is my opinions, ladies and gentlemen. If you do want to hate me, or if you do want to love me, put it down in the comment section below. You feel free to host me right down there. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off at the top with the Fast and Furious first part, ladies and gentlemen. As you might know, the first part was directed by, I'm not sure who the guy is, I forgot him. Yeah, Rob Cohen, which was released in the year 2001. First and foremost, before going into, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, the Fast and Furious, the first one was not named as Fast and Furious 1. It was actually named as the Red Line, which obviously another franchise took it and another movie came out knowing as the Red Line, and Fast and Furious was introduced with Roadshow Pictures. So, Fast and Furious, the first part, one of the best parts, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, DVD player stealing. We got a lot of good characters. We got a lot of good cars in that. Obviously, the Mitsubishi Eclipse, the last scene, the Toyota Supra, the orange one, as well as here and bits of there with the Nissan S14 cars and other amazing cars that are present in this movie. Obviously, Jesse's brand new white Volkswagen Jetta, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of the beautiful cars in the movie. Also, the Honda S2000 from the protagonist in the movie, Johnny Clem. Yeah, Johnny. That is also one of the beautiful cars. And also, I think an Audi came, for the race wars, ladies and gentlemen. So, Fast and Furious 1 was an action-packed movie with a lot of race scenes. Best movie ever, ladies and gentlemen, if I do say so myself. So, first and foremost, the first movie, I'm gonna give it to the S tier, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, if you do want to see this, S tier is gonna be the God tier of movies, A, B, and C, and the D tier is gonna be total flop. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, before going further, this is my personal opinion on the movies. This is everyone for you to hate or everyone to love it. This is my personal opinion, ladies and gentlemen. So don't get tensed over it, right? So, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Too Fast, Too Furious. Lower number of cast, but the movie was absolutely interesting, as well as it was a new location, ladies and gentlemen. Now they have transformed it into Miami, ladies and gentlemen. It was a new story, new characters were introduced. Obviously, from the second part only, we got the Tyrese Gibson, which was one of the best cast members in the Fast and Furious franchise, ladies and gentlemen. And also, beautiful car. Obviously, the Mitsubishi Eclipse, it's okay, but the Mitsubishi Evolution 9 with the teal paint, absolutely awesome, ladies and gentlemen. As well as the last scenes, we got the two beautiful American Mustangs, ladies and gentlemen. It was also one of the beautiful touches in the movies. And also the pink car, which was another Honda S2000, as well as the Mazda RX-7 and the Toyota Supra at the first racing scene, and the how can we forget one of the beautiful cars, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Walker's Nissan R32 Skyline GTR. One of the best paint jobs, as well as if you had seen the movie, ladies and gentlemen, the side piped, NOS exhaust. When he enters the first ever race, you might have seen smoke flying to the side exhaust. That is one of the beautiful touches, ladies and gentlemen. So, on that level, I'm gonna give this movie is also, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, on the guard tire, ladies and gentlemen, because it had classic scenes, and also this was directed by Justin Lin, one of the greatest directors in the car scene, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna give this because it doesn't have much of a lot of complications in the movie. It just had a simple race, simple story, not much of going on behind it. Obviously, if you do want to see a lot of behind the scenes on how Paul Walker got the Nissan R32 GTR, you can obviously see it. There are a lot of YouTube videos on it, how that was not shown in the movie. So that one thing. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Well, this movie was kind of an interesting take, to say the least, ladies and gentlemen, because it doesn't involve the regular cast. Not the regular class. It introduced a whole new wide of new regular class, ladies and gentlemen. Although the movie was taken in Japan, and most of the scenes were absolutely stunning with a lot of drifting. Yes, might be thinking that how they did the drifting, but it's a movie after all, ladies and gentlemen. It's just for entertainment. We should not criticize the movie on a basis. But we did find a new guy. We did find how he struggled. Simple movie, simple to understand, beautiful cars. Nissan 350Z as usual, ladies and gentlemen. Nissan 350Z, the Nissan S14, as well as the Whaleside Mazda RX-7, one of the most beautiful cars, as well as the last part was a little how did they do it, some kind of thing, ladies and gentlemen, because they did obviously engine swap with the Nissan GTR engine into a Mustang, ladies and gentlemen. That is how possible. I am not sure about it, but they did it. It was a good movie, overall good movie. Some scenes were here and there, but the location scouting, as well as the car scenes, as well as the camera techniques, as well as the cinematography on basis of how they take the car, cinematic footages of the car, all were clean, no distortions, no epic, no hiccups here and there. So that's a good movie, ladies and gentlemen. But considering there were no other, older cast in this movie, I'm gonna give this on an ATA, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get me wrong. If this movie had the original cast from Fast and Furious 1, I would give this solid S tier, ladies and gentlemen. One of the greatest movies, no hiccups there, story was simple, etc., right? And next one, we got the Fast and Furious 4, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we got all the cast members, half of the cast members back. This is kind of a movie that this is also was directed by Justin Lin. One of the greatest movies again, ladies and gentlemen. Where we were introduced to Gal Gadot as well as Sung Kang, from the last movie, ladies and gentlemen. And this is, I think so, a lot of new stuff was happening. Here we got Paul Walker back in the FBI, ladies and gentlemen, and now we got some mad stuff going on. So that's one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Based on the movie, there were no other hiccups, good scenes, good cars, as usual, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna give this to the S-tier movies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these are the critical movies, to say the least. Let me explain, right? So, Fast and Furious 5 came out, which was the scene where Paul Walker as well as Mia Toretto are escaping from the cops and going underground into Rio de Janeiro. First part, absolutely perfect, ladies and gentlemen. The jailbreaking scene with a lot of good cars involved. Obviously, the Mustang GT that Leah built for Vin Diesel, Dominic Toretto, as well as one of the beautiful cars. The first ever scene that Paul Walker drives into Rio de Janeiro with the oldest, first ever edition of the Nissan GTR. Cars are absolutely fantastic. Movie is absolutely fantastic. As well as the end of the scene, we got the bank heist, which was actually real, to say the least. You might have seen it in a lot of YouTube videos. It seems that they have used real, real life driving, ladies and gentlemen. So that was absolutely perfect. And also there were some beautiful cars in this movie also. And we were introduced to one of the main characters Hobbs, ladies and gentlemen, who comes as a DSS agent, which is also one of the greatest plot twist in the movie. Movie was simple, a little bit here and there, what a little bit confusing, but I did enjoy the movie thoroughly. On that basis of entertainment perspective, I'm gonna give this movie on an S tier. It's good movie. Might have done here and there some little bit of changes, but on an entertainment scale of level, I'll give it an S tier, ladies and gentlemen. So before going into the next set of questionable movies, first up, let's go back a little rewind, ladies and gentlemen, on the God tier, ladies and gentlemen. As I told you before, Fast and Furious 1, 2 and 3, 4 were absolutely God tier movies. Beautiful cars, beautiful sceneries, beautiful locations, beautiful storylines, no hiccups, great execution, good movie direction, storyboarding was excellent, and these are some of the points that I gathered on watching all of the 4 films together, and that's why I give it on the S tier, ladies and gentlemen. Tokyo Drift, if it, as I told you before, ladies and gentlemen, cars were good, execution was good, camera good, as well as the locations were good, the underground parking scenes were good, the mountain scenes were absolutely good, storyboarding, okay, it's about half and half, ladies and gentlemen, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It's still a racing movie, to say the least, so that's pretty good. As well as on the concept of the cast, movie cast members, it doesn't involve any of the cast, so I'm not gonna give this a much of an introduction. That's why I gave it in the A tier, ladies and gentlemen. Still a good movie, right? Still, entertainment perspective, I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's on the A category. On the S category, everything is about 10. Without these first 5 parts, ladies and gentlemen, Fast and Furious might not have been in the today's 2023, ladies and gentlemen. These are one of the classic movies, timepieces, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you see, even after 25-30 years, this movie is still gonna be there. On that basis, I have given them as the God tier, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, Fast and Furious 6. This was questionable because the story was absolutely changed. New cast members were involved. A lot of new cast members were involved, and some of story was started from the older part, that is the Fast and Furious 5. But the story was amazing. A new protagonist was introduced. Camera execution was good. Stunts were amazing, ladies and gentlemen. And on an entertainment scale, I will give it about 8.5 out of 10. So I'm gonna give this movie on an A tier, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get me wrong. Fast and Furious 6, one of the best movies. The tank heist scene. And also we got one of the beautiful cars in the chase scene, ladies and gentlemen. We got, I think so, the first car that Dominic Toretto drove was the 1976 Plymouth Super B, as well as Paul Walker drove the Ford Escort RS200 Mark 1, as well as Tyrese Gibson drove the Mark 1 Mustang White, ladies and gentlemen. Am I right? The cars list are correct, right? If I'm wrong, please do post it in the comment section below. As well as there were some of the beautiful bikes. We got the Harley Davidson, which Han was driving, as well as a Ducati Monster 79. I think it's an 801 or 1100. I'm not sure about the model, but Ducati Monster, which Gal Gadot drove in the chase scene, ladies and gentlemen. And also, how can I forget the beautiful Jaguar E-Type, ladies and gentlemen, that was sitting on the bridge, which was driven by none other than Ludacris, ladies and gentlemen. So that's one good. And on an entertainment scale, as I told you before, I'll give it an 8.5 for the Fast and Furious 6 franchise, ladies and gentlemen. Next up on the list, one of the saddest parts in this movie, ladies and gentlemen. For that, you don't need talking about this movie, ladies and gentlemen. Fast and Furious 7, I'm gonna give it in the S tier. If this is up, any other up class also I can give, because this is one of the parts where, Paul Walker, this is the time when Paul Walker died, and the whole automotive scene was in a black state, ladies and gentlemen. It was like a black day for everybody, ladies and gentlemen. So that's one thing. Sorry about that. That's one thing, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll give the benefit of the doubt. It was one of the beautiful movies ever. Beautiful cars as usual, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give it a 20 out of 20, ladies and gentlemen, if I have to. That's one of the best movies ever. And also the last scene with the the stripped out Mustang GT, which Dominic Toretto drive, as well as the Paul Walker's white Toyota Supra, ladies and gentlemen, which both drove into separate ways and they split it, as well as the dialogues, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely fantastic. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, This is facts. They should have stopped with the Furious 7 and made it an end. I don't know why they continue on with the Furious 8, 9, and the center part of the movie, ladies and gentlemen. But they did. But they did. Don't know why. Still don't know why, ladies and gentlemen. But they did. So, after this, the automotive scene was blank, ladies and gentlemen. So many people were crying due to the death of, Paul Walker. Obviously, if you do know, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Walker died on 30th November 2013. 2017. But it was a fateful day. He drove one of the best cars ever produced by Porsche, the Carrera GT, ladies and gentlemen. 2005 model, I think 2005 model. Yes, it's a 2005 model. It's already been a 19-year-old vehicle. That vehicle doesn't have traction control or ABS. It's a manual, 6-speed manual. One of the beautiful, naturally NA V10s, ladies and gentlemen. One of the beautiful cars ever. But unfortunately, that was the sad demise of Paul Walker. Still to this day, many people remember Paul Walker being one of the most, first ever hand guys to make the Fast and Furious movies so successful that is still available today. That is because of Paul Walker, ladies and gentlemen, and not only because of his incredible acting but his incredible determination to the movie and to its successes, ladies and gentlemen. You might have heard a lot of stories about it. If you do not know any of the stories, ladies and gentlemen, Donut Media has made an absolutely wonderful video regarding that, regarding Paul Walker and his entire love story, how he got into cars and how he made one of the best high-selling ranked Fast and Furious franchises in the world to see, ladies and gentlemen. If you do want to see that, links are down in the description below, ladies and gentlemen. Donutmedia.com. Go down, check it down. First link down in the description below, ladies and gentlemen. So, without that said, ladies and gentlemen, Fast and Furious 8, we are getting into the critical portion of this, ladies and gentlemen. Fast and Furious 8. Well, after Furious 7, everybody was tired, movie-wise, ladies and gentlemen. When Fast and Furious 8 came, new protagonist came in a lady form. It seems that she has been kidnapped. Dominic Toretto's ex-girlfriend and his, had his son, Dominic Toretto's son, and they were gonna kill him if Dominic Toretto doesn't do the work that is provided to him by the protagonist. Okay, movie was good, characters was good, execution was good. But here's the point, ladies and gentlemen. Why there are so many new protagonists occurring in the movie? It started boring after Furious 7. Yes, Furious 7, I'll give it the benefit of it is one of the beautiful movies. They should have stopped over there, ladies and gentlemen. Why they have started introducing the new villains and new villains and new villains, keep on graduating the movie. It started becoming boring for fans, ladies and gentlemen. And by the time, already it's been Fast and Furious 9 and the Fast and Furious 10 is also going to be released. By this time, if there are going to be another set of another 10 movies, I probably think, ladies and gentlemen, all the beautiful Estaya Gotti movies will be forgotten by all the automotive enthusiasts all around the world in about year or two. Do you want to do that, Universal? God damn it, stop producing Fast and Furious movie and leave all the beautiful movies. These are all timeless classics, ladies and gentlemen. These are like Michael Jackson songs. Leave it as it is, ladies and gentlemen. Do not start up another 10-part series of the Fast and Furious, ladies and gentlemen. It's already goddamn irritating and it started boring after Fast and Furious 8, ladies and gentlemen. Same plots, same twist, new protagonist, same style of execution. On that scale, I'm gonna give it a C tier, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good movie, but it starts on repeating and it starts getting boring and boring and boring, ladies and gentlemen. So that's one thing. Universal, if you do listening this video, please do not block my video. This is my personal opinion, ladies and gentlemen. And next up on the list, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna be seeing the Hobbs and Shaw. I'll get back to you in the last one, right? Fast and Furious 9. How can I put it? It's D, ladies and gentlemen. It is purely one of the worst films that Universal has produced in terms of Fast and Furious. Obviously, as I told you before, cars are good. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Lin is one of the greatest directors. He had produced one of the greatest movies and he has showcased exceptionally superb cars in every single sequence, ladies and gentlemen. That segment will never fail in any of the Fast and Furious movies, ladies and gentlemen. But Fast and Furious 9, here's what it got shit ton of shit fuck, ladies and gentlemen. Because Fast and Furious 9, I did see the movie when it first came out. I did see it in a 1080p low quality, and then did see it on the Amazon Prime. Yes, Amazon Prime, I think so. I forgot about in full HD clarity. Here's the point, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, from as you might know, ladies and gentlemen, Fast and Furious 1, 2, 3, and 4 were all real life movies, real life stunts. When I have to farm, money got involved, and every single and money and as well as security reasons got involved, and they could not shoot as much action scenes like they could on the Fast and Furious 4 movies. So everything was CGI, ladies and gentlemen. Good. CGI is not bad, ladies and gentlemen. As I told you before, CGI is definitely not bad. They could do even more some interesting stuff with CGI. I'm not against CGI at all. But here's the point, ladies and gentlemen. When you are watching a movie as a common citizen, when you're watching a movie, let it be any movie, for example, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you're gonna do in CGI, make sure that normal people do not recognize this movie as a CGI effect. As well as, if you have seen the movie, ladies, and you might have seen a lot of the scenes that were present in the movie, the action scenes, the flying scenes, there were no connection on how they did it. You can obviously see with the first 5 minutes of seeing this movie, you might have recognized already, okay, this is a CGI movie. This is not at all interesting, ladies and gentlemen, and you get pretty bored, to say the least, ladies and gentlemen. I was not at all entertained. The first time I see it, yes, there were some good scenes like the 100-wheeler truck gone up in the air during the climax scene, the orange Toyota Supra, as well as the magnet powers, all that was good. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, when it came to execution, this movie rated so poorly, ladies and gentlemen. I got really bored when I was watching it second time for this review purposes, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why I put it on the D tier, ladies and gentlemen. Next up on the list is going to be Hobbs and Shaw. Well, why this movie came out, I still don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I really still don't know. Is this an action movie, or this is a Fast and Furious movie, or is this a new kind of a movie? Still don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, if you are following the Fast and Furious franchises on Instagram, you might have known there's been a conflict between Vin Diesel as well as Hobbs, ladies and gentlemen. There are a lot of theories about that. If you do want to get into that, see the Instagram as well as all the following, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to get into all that mess, but let me tell you the simple reason, ladies and gentlemen. Ego, that's all. So they thought that, what, let's produce another movie, but this won't be any racing scene at all. Why did they sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting a lot of bad words today. Why did they produce this movie? I still don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Is this an action movie, or this is connected to Fast and Furious movie? I don't know. It's just a simple movie that came out with the Fast and Furious producing Hobbs and Shaw. Why? Don't know. This is after all a super spy event where we meet Eldris. No disrespect or discredit to any of the actors that are in the movie, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely astonishing performance by each and every one of them, including the Hobbs and Shaw, ladies and gentlemen. We then meet Idris Elba, ladies and gentlemen. Idris Elba, one of the greatest actors ever. He is protagonist, ladies and gentlemen. He's kind of a super villain. If you do want to watch that movie, it's obviously available on Netflix and Amazon Prime, depending on the country where you're seeing this video from. But why did they produce it? This has no link or no connection to the Fast and Furious franchises. So in that range, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even gonna rate it, but for this video purposes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna rate it down below on the D grade, ladies and gentlemen. So here are the tier list of the Fast and Furious franchises. Obviously, Fast and Furious 10 has been released. The trailer has been launched, ladies and gentlemen. If you do want to see it, links are also down in the description below, or it will appear on the end card right now. Every single video that I explained, it will appear on the end card right now. You can see every single playlist. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the tier list. What do you say about the tier list, ladies and gentlemen? Have I done anything wrong, or do you agree with the tier list? With that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for this video. I'm closing this tier list, ladies and gentlemen. So, do you think the S tier, ladies and gentlemen, that I gave on this video, do you think that movies are a timeless classic and will stay in for the next 20 years or so when people recognize Paul Walker and when they, come to know what Paul Walker has done? leave your thoughts and comment down in the comment section below, ladies and gentlemen. And while you're there, you know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as usual, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to see, if you do want to, put on some good thoughts in the outer world, and if you do want to donate some amount for the people, ladies and gentlemen, as I told you before, Paul Walker's institution is always open. Reach out worldwide. The one thing that he has done very beautifully is going to be the Row organization, ladies and gentlemen. Links are down in the description. Go check them out. I think if you are in India, it's not possible to donate, but reach out worldwide organization. If you do watching this video, please do allow Indian people also to donate, ladies and gentlemen. There are a lot of huge fans of Paul Walker as well as the Fast and Furious franchises in India too, and we like to donate some money to help for a good cause, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so much for watching another video. Yes, I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but it's back on the grind again, to say the least, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning into another video, ladies and gentlemen.